Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Today I am doing a review of the Parfums de Marly collection. This is the feminine collection. I got this earlier this year at Nordstrom's, and I wanted to talk to you about it. There are 4 fragrances in this collection. There is Delina Exclusive, Casili, and Meloria. I hope that I am pronouncing all of those correctly. So if you're interested, just keep watching. I should say, welcome. My name is Aiden. I do love perfumes. I have lots of perfume related content, always have a Fragrance Friday. I also do unboxings and beauty related videos, so if those are interesting, please do consider subscribing. All right, let's get into this. If you've tried any of these fragrances, please let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on them, because I'm really interested in knowing your thoughts as well. All right, so this is what the set looks like. It's this little box. It's very shiny. Hopefully it's showing up correctly. It's hard to tell sometimes. And then inside you do get a little card that talks about all 4 of the fragrances, gives a little note on them. I will read those as I talk about them. And then you do have the 4 perfumes in here. This set was $85, which was quite a lot, and it was honestly, like, if it wasn't a gift, I would not have been able to afford this set just because of my circumstances this year and what's going on with that. So the retail value on each of these, if you bought them from a retail store or from their website, is $320, which is a lot of money. And I only have one perfume that's really in that price range, and that's Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, because that is a scent that I really had wanted, and I bought a vial of on eBay, just a decant, trying to get a sense of what the smell was. So this is a more economical way to try them all. And if you love this house, you might want to stop right now, because I'm not in love with these, so you might not like what I'm going to say. I do like them. I don't think they're terrible. I don't think they're bad, but I'm going to talk to you about my experiences with them. I have been wearing these quite a few times over the past few weeks, and I've been giving them all a try, trying to wear them in different circumstances and kind of get a sense of how long they last, if they project, and all of that. So we're going to start with Maloria. This one, if you read the card, it says it's a vibrant fragrance with a significant fruity top note of raspberries and a floral heart. The actual notes that they list on their website are red berries and raspberries in the top. Fragrantica also adds blackcurrant and cassis. In the mid, they list rose and ylang-ylang. Fragrantica adds lily of the valley. And then the base is vanilla and musk. Of the 4, I'm going to say this is my favorite one. All of these fragrances are very syrupy. They smell very heavy. They're sweet, but kind of in a sickly sweet way, but they're also floral. They're very heavy fragrances, and I prefer something that's just a little lighter. I kind of feel like I was drowning in them just a little bit. This is the lightest of the bunch. I feel like this is the best balanced one as well. So this is the one that I liked the best. You smell it, and immediately you get kind of hit in the face. You get some green, which I think comes from the florals, but you do get some of that berries in there. I do smell like the raspberries. I smell the red currant in there too, the black currant in there too. And I do really like black currant. This is a stronger black currant than most of the ones that have come out in the past year or so. So that is Maloria. I will say this whole house is fairly new. It's based on the 18th century, but it's only about a decade old or so as a house. All right, let's move on to Casili. Casili has a beautiful bottle. Maloria is like the see-through bottle with the gold cap. Casili has this beautiful peach bottle, and it's a joyful fragrance with a floral, fruity scent on a woody vanilla base, is what they say. When I look online at their notes, they list red currant, Bulgarian rose, transparent white flower, whatever a transparent white flower is. Then Plum Accord, Mimosa Absolute, Plumeria, Petaluma. I'm not familiar with that as a scent note. Sandalwood, oh, and then in the base, sorry. So your mid was your Plum Accord, your Mimosa Absolute, your Plumeria, and your Petaluma. In the base is sandalwood, tonka beans, and vanilla pod. I do get a little bit more of the vanilla in this one. I feel like the vanilla is stronger in this one. It's not like a true vanilla though, because it's so blended with those other notes. I feel like there's like an apricot-y kind of scent to this one, although that's not listed, but this smells like kind of a peachy apricot-y type scent mixed with vanilla. And so I do like this. It says plum, and I know plums and apricots are related. They're all drupes, but this doesn't give me a plum feel like the other fragrances that I have that have plums, like Rihanna's, is it Rebel Fleur? That one has a plum. I'm pretty sure it's one of the Rihanna's. And then, or Jimmy Choo Fever, like that one gives me a really strong kind of warm plum scent. This one does not. This one is lighter than the next two that we're going to talk about. This is probably my second favorite in the set. I do like Maloria and Casili. I would wear quite a bit, and I can see myself, still wearing them, but I wouldn't wear them when it's warm. And, it really depends on the day. Like, these are not an everyday fragrance for me. This is definitely not something that I would wear to the office or, it would have to be a more special occasion type scent. All right, let's talk about Delina. This is what everybody talks about and is in love with. The notes on this one are a sensual bouquet built around the Turkish rose with a fruity opening and a velvety base of cashmere, wood, and musk. That's what the little card says. When you look it up online, it says rhubarb and lychee is the top notes. Fragrantica adds bergamot and nutmeg, which is an interesting note. You don't see nutmeg in a lot of scents. In the mid, it is Turkish rose and vanilla, and Fragrantica adds in peony, pedalia, and musk. Those are interesting additions that they don't mention on their website. And then in the base is cashmere, wood, and musk. And then Fragrantica adds in cedar, Haitian vetiver, and incense. This one, I know everybody loves it, and somebody else mentioned this in a video who wasn't in love with it. I'm going to link her down below. Coco Pebs, I think that's how you pronounce her channel. She's really fun. I love her. Like, she's really bubbly and just enthusiastic. I really like her channel. Anyway, this one, I open this and I smell church. When you go and it's like Easter or Christmas or some special occasion and they're doing incense, I cannot stand to be in church when they do that because it just overwhelms me and kind of closes off my throat. And wearing this scent, I feel like I'm in church and it just is overwhelming to me. It does have some sweetness to it and it has some beautiful notes, but I feel like the incense is so overpowering. This is the one I've worn the least. This does have the best lasting power of all of them. I'm going to talk about lasting power in just a second, but man, oh man, this one, all I get after the initial spray and dry down is just incense, and I smell it, and I smell it on my clothes, and it's overwhelming, and I don't like the scent of incense. So if you like incense, you probably would absolutely love this one. But to me, like I have certain allergies and certain triggers that cause issues, and incense is definitely one of those. So I always avoid the services that if I know they're going to have incense, I go to another service so that I can avoid it, just because it's so heavy and I have such a problem with it. So yeah, not my favorite, not one that I probably will wear a lot. I don't know if I want to pass it on. I don't know if I'll try to sell it because I kind of want to keep them together, but I don't know. I don't know. Last one is Delina Exclusive. The little blurb that they have is a rich and sophisticated floral elixir opening with the freshness of a fruity bergamot pear lychee trio. So that gives you the most notes of any of these descriptions. Sinking into a bed of soft and heady amber. When you look on their website, the notes that they list in the top is pear and lychee, and then Fragrantica adds in bergamot, which they mention it in their description. I don't know why it's not on the website. Then in the mid is rose damascena, I think that's how you pronounce it, and incense. And then oud is what Fragrantica adds on to it. And then in the base is vanilla and rose. And then Fragrantica adds on woody notes. So this one, I don't get the incense as strong. Like it's still kind of there, but it's not as overpowering. And like that's the only thing that I smell with Delena. That is not what I smell with Delina Exclusive. I feel like this one is smoother, blended a little bit better. It's not as overwhelming. This one is sweeter too, I think. And I think it's that pear and that lychee. So if we're talking projection and lasting power, longevity, I would say the one that's going to project the most that people are going to smell, and I would not wear it to work. I would not wear it in closed spaces. I would this is like an outdoor scent to me. This is not something where you're in close quarters. This isn't even a party scent to me because it is so strong. That is Delena. This also has the longest lasting power of any of them, and it's because that incense, and the incense just really sticks around. I can still kind of smell it on some of the clothes that I was wearing. I didn't spray them, but like your scarf or your sweatshirt that you wear, like those I can still kind of smell a little bit of incense on, and it's been days since I last wore this one. So Delena is going to be the one that projects the most. It's going to be the longest lasting. It's a good 6-8 hours. I wore this when I was driving on a road trip, and I smelled it all day, and I was getting really sick of it because it was giving me kind of a headache. So Delena is going to be your strongest, most projection, most longevity. Then I would say Delina Exclusive is probably next in line. It's going to have pretty good projection. It's kind of hard to tell because I don't see anybody. So I kind of imagine it, and based on how strongly I can smell it, because the stronger it is to me, the more it's going to project to other people. So it's not just like a close quarters kind of thing. So Delina Exclusive, I think, has a pretty good projection. It has pretty good longevity too. I would still say it's probably about 6 hours or so. Now, scents don't seem to last, like, I'm weird because like Lost Cherry, I can still smell it, good 6-8 hours later, and other people can't. These ones, maybe I go nose blind because they're so overwhelming, and I'm trying to not smell them after a while. So that's about what I think the average was. I should have taken like very close notes, like sprayed it on this time, noticed it this hour, but I'm not that organized. I would love to be that organized, but life. Then I would say the next one in terms of projection and longevity is Casili. This is going to have a fairly moderate projection. You're going to smell it. People around you are going to smell it. It does last that good 6 hours plus on me as well. So I do think this one is a fairly strong one. It's not as overwhelming as Delena. I think even Delina Exclusive, I wouldn't use it as a work scent. I think it's too strong. It's going to be more versatile. So if you're you're at a party or something, it's not going to be as overwhelming. This one, I think, is going to be closer to an everyday scent. I still don't think this is a work fragrance, but if you're going out shopping, you're going to smell nice, but you're not going to overwhelm people with you. If you're in an elevator with somebody, you're not going to choke them out, which, sometimes happens. Like, we've all been on the elevator with a little old lady that has a ton of perfume on, and you're like, oh, can't breathe. This one, I don't think you're going to get that. With Delena, I would think you would definitely get that. And then Finally, in terms, like, I still think this has fairly good projection. Maloria, it still has fairly good longevity. Like, I still think this lasts like about 6 hours. So I would say they all have good projection, they all have good longevity, but they are all pretty sickly sweet, not sickly sweet, syrupy sweet. They're a heavy sweetness. You know, like if you think about when you pour syrup and how it comes out and it's sticky and it's, you know, or molasses, that kind of consistency. That's what I picture when I smell these, like, as opposed to a lot of the other perfumes that are much lighter. They're more like a coffee syrup. So they're going to be there, they're going to have presence, but they're not overwhelming. You can still taste the other things through them. I should also mention, I don't like syrup that much. Like, I don't like pancakes because people put syrup on them, and I'm like, I don't like syrup because it's just so overwhelming and so sweet, and that's the only thing you can taste. I feel like that's what these do, and that's not the type of perfume that I like. This one I will wear. I'm pretty sure, like, I could see myself wearing Maloria and using it up. I can see myself probably using up Casili too. Maybe Delina Exclusive. I don't see myself wearing Delina again just because of that super strong incense. So that is my review. I might have upset some people. I don't think they're bad fragrances by any means. I think it takes a special type of person to like them and want them. I would never recommend blind buying them. Get a sample, get a decant, do something to try them before you buy them, because one, they are so expensive. Like, they're super expensive. Two, if you find them on a discount, you're going to have, you know, if you buy them on Fragrance Net or one of those sites that might have them, if you try them and you don't like them, it's going to be hard to return them, and there's strings, and they don't just give you all of your money back, unlike other stores. Like if you bought it at Nordstrom, I know they sell them at Nordstrom, like you would get a refund if you returned them, but that's a big investment to try out if you like them or not. And if you don't have a Nordstrom by you, that could be an issue. So I wouldn't say run out and get them. I don't think you're missing anything if you don't have them. And I'm going to do a little caveat here. I think the fragrance community is getting a little like snobbish right now, and they're trying to one up each other, like, oh, you know, here's $100 bottles of perfume that we recommend over like the $50. So then they just they're leapfrogging over each other in terms of price, and now it's like $300-400 bottles of perfume is what everybody needs, and I don't think you need it. I think there are plenty of good scents, and to be honest, I would rather have $6 $50 fragrances that I can layer and play with and, you know, have more fun with than having one perfume that I can only wear at certain times, and that is very overwhelming. It's overwhelming to me. Other people, it might not be overwhelming too, but they aren't my favorites. I wouldn't recommend running out and buying them. If you're curious, go for it. I was really curious. Everybody was hyping them up. So I'm trying to be like the voice of over here going, maybe they're not as great. I'm not, like, everybody has individual tastes. Everybody has individual scents that smell good on them. So test them out, wear them, see how you feel. I'm going to let it go right here. I hope you are all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know your thoughts on the line, or if there's another one. I know there's a couple other feminine fragrances that they have. If there's another one you think I need to try to seek out a small bottle of. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you next time.